Look at the bottle of water on your desk. In a Chinese corner shop, that half liter costs about 2 yuan, roughly 30 cents in US dollars. Now hold that price in your head because on the coast of northern China, there are machines that turn raw seawater into clean drinking water so cheaply that the price of 4 bottles buys 1,000 liters, not 4 liters. 1,000. This is the story of how China turned the one water nobody can drink, the ocean, into some of the cheapest drinking water on its coast. The trail runs through a power station that boils the sea with leftover heat, an island where the taps lose money on purpose, a pilot plant that squeezes fresh water and hydrogen out of industrial exhaust, and finally, a strange black panel that a Shenzhen lab says can beat bottled water on price using nothing but sunshine. Keep that panel in mind. It is the part that sounds fake, and it is the part that checks out. Start with the scale, because it is easy to miss. By the end of 2025, China was operating 167 seawater desalination projects with a combined output of more than 3 million tons of fresh water every day. That figure comes from the Ministry of Natural Resources in a report released in June 2026, and it is enough to cover the basic daily water needs of roughly 15 million people. Capacity grew by more than 220,000 tons per day in a single year. Quietly drinking the ocean became routine. So how do you boil a sea without going broke? You do not pay for the heat. On the Bohai coast near Tianjin stands the Beijiang Power Station, run by China's State Development and Investment Corporation. A power station's waste product is heat, enormous amounts of it, and at Beijiang, that waste is the raw material. Engineers from an Israeli desalination specialist fitted the site with multi-effect distillation units, which boil seawater at low pressure again and again, wringing many rounds of evaporation out of the same heat. The first phase opened in 2010, the second in 2013, and together they can make 200,000 cubic meters of fresh water a day. Even the concentrated brine left behind is sent on to make salt. Almost nothing is wasted. If you enjoy stories where the real machine hides behind an ordinary object, consider subscribing. Outbuilt is about the systems behind the things you already own. Here is the honest part. For years, that giant ran half empty. A 2019 review in a water industry journal found Beijiang producing less than 70,000 cubic meters a day, under 35% of its capacity. The reason was price. At a second Tianjin plant, Dagang Xinquan, desalinated water was first priced at 6.7 yuan per cubic meter, later adjusted to 7.6, about the level of Tianjin's tap water, the review noted. When the sea and the tap cost the same, the tap usually wins. But now, flip that number around. 7.6 yuan buys 1 cubic meter, and a cubic meter is 1,000 liters. That is less than 1/100th of a yuan per liter. The 2 yuan you paid for the bottle on your desk would buy more than 260 liters at the plant gate. Liter for liter, retail bottled water costs several hundred times more than water pulled out of the ocean by heavy industry. So why does anyone still buy bottles? Because the plant gate is not your doorstep. A bottle pays for plastic, trucks, shelf space, and a brand. Plant water needs pipes, and pipes are where this story turns. Off the coast of Zhejiang province lies the Zhoushan archipelago. By the end of 2016, 33 of China's 131 desalination projects sat on those islands because barging water across the sea costs more than making it there. On Liuheng Island, Caixin reporters found in 2018 that the local plant spent 6.3 yuan to produce each ton of drinking water, then sold it to residents for 2.5 yuan. Read that again. The water company loses money on every single ton, and the government covers the gap because the alternative costs more. On Liuheng, desalinated water beats bottled water by a laughable margin, but it has never been free. Someone always pays the difference. The difference is energy. Pushing seawater through reverse osmosis membranes takes around 4 kilowatt hours of electricity per cubic meter, according to the World Resources Institute, and energy can be up to half of a plant's operating costs. That is why every winner in this industry cheats, borrowing heat or power that already exists. Beijing borrows a power station's exhaust, and most of China's desalinated water never reaches a kitchen tap at all. It goes to industry, to power stations, steel mills, and petrochemical complexes that drink pure water by the ton. Which brings us to the floor, the cheapest ocean water yet claimed. In December 2025, provincial media in Shandong reported a small installation in the city of Rizhao, described as a world first, producing fresh water for about 2 yuan per cubic meter, roughly 28 cents in US dollars. Remember your bottle. At that price, one bottle's cost buys 1,000 liters. The trick is Beijing's trick pushed to the extreme. The Rizhao unit runs on low-grade waste heat from nearby steel and petrochemical plants, heat so feeble nobody else wanted it, and alongside water it produces green hydrogen and a mineral-rich brine. It is tiny, around 450 cubic meters of ultra-pure water a year, and had run continuously for just over 3 weeks when reported. A pilot, not a city supply. But Beijing started small too. If you want more stories like this one, with the real numbers attached, subscribing genuinely helps. It tells us to keep digging this deep. Now the panel, in June 2026, researchers at the Chinese Academy of Sciences and Shenzhen University published a study in the journal Advanced Materials. No power station, no membranes, no grid connection. They wove light-absorbing nanoparticles into a three-dimensional lattice and let physics do the work. It soaks up just over 90% of the sunlight that hits it, and a nanoscale confinement effect cuts the energy needed to evaporate seawater by 45.7%. Seawater climbs into the lattice, sunshine drives it off as vapor, and a condensation box catches it as fresh water. The outdoor rig's evaporation surface is 3/4 of a square meter, about a small dining tabletop. Under natural sunlight, it made just over 20 liters of clean water a day, enough drinking water for about 10 people, and the output met World Health Organization standards. The same rig irrigated a 5-square-meter plot, growing spinach, corn, and Chinese cabbage through full growth cycles on water that had been ocean hours earlier. According to the South China Morning Post, the rig ran outdoors for a year without a single utility bill. Then the claim that made headlines. The researchers calculate that after roughly 2 years of use, each liter it makes costs less than commercial bottled water, not less than tap water, less than the bottle in your hand on sunshine alone. Hold the wonder for a second, because this is where hype sneaks in. That 2-year figure is the researcher's own projection, not a market price. The rig is a demonstration unit, not a product. And none of this makes water free. The panel trades money for surface area and sunlight, the plants trade it for heat and membranes, and somebody still builds, cleans, and replaces all of it. But look at who it is for, not the city with pipes. It is for the places pipes never reached. Islands, fishing villages, dry coastlines, where the choice was never plant versus tap. It was barge versus bottle versus nothing. So look at that bottle one more time. Almost every drop of water on this planet is ocean, and for all of human history, it was the water you could not drink. Within one working lifetime, China turned it into industrial water for power stations, subsidized taps for islanders, and now maybe 20 liters a day from a black lattice in the sun. The ocean has not changed, the engineering has. And the next time 2 yuan for half a liter feels cheap, picture that panel on a quiet shoreline, making the same water for close to nothing, 10 liters by lunch, 10 more by dark.